Yo, 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 Nothing's Normal podcast. It's your host, Spittinks, back at you with another episode, man. All right, man, we sounding good today, man. Nice, projecting nice and well. Voice is real godly. Before we start today's episode, I'm going to do some shout-outs. This episode is powered to you by Green Leaf Studios. Come book a session, whatever you want to shoot, podcasts, movies, porns. Not porns, but videos, anything. Come to Green Leaf Studios. Shout out to Tails. You know I'm always sporting GBA. But enough about us, man. Without further ado, who I got sitting 3 steps to the left?
It's your girl, Velina. I'm back again, but back again.
Velina, welcome back. I think that's our first part 2, right? I believe. Yeah. Well, Ratchet was on here twice, but he was with us, and then we did the K-Caps. Yeah, I think you're the first. So let me shake your hand. You're the first. You came up here twice.
Hey.
So last time we sat down with you, Velina, we had an excellent interview. We learned a lot about you. That was October 2023, so that was a few months ago. Yeah. We met at the legendary Night of R&B concert that you performed at. Did Stella. Yes. But a lot can happen in 6 months. I see you're not pregnant yet, so that's always a plus.
Thanks.
But anyway, what you been up to? A lot can happen in 6 months. That was wintertime.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway.
No babies. Yeah. None. I need a husband first, and that's not in the agenda right now. Basically, I've just been finding my sound. I've been working. I tore my ACL in December, so right before the New Year's happened, and I needed at least 2 months to heal properly. And then I was like, I need to at least make music while I have downtime. Yeah. And since then, I started going to Faded and working with different producers, and I found Dance Club and a little bit of a different vibe that was sounding really well with my voice. So started locking in with a new sound and just been cooking since.
Ooh, cooking. That is ACL injury. We're gonna pray that you get better with that, because I know a lot of guys that tore their ACL trying to get out the friend zone, and I see them the next day. But we're going to pray for a speedy recovery on the ACL. If you don't mind us asking, how did you tear your ACL? That's oof.
I was playing volleyball at Downstate for New Year's Eve, and I just so happened to land wrong warming up hitting. My knee popped out, popped back in. Damn. And then I realized, I can bend my knee. So I'm about to play the game. And then I hopped in place 3 times and realized something wrong with my knee. It was out of place a little bit. And then I just ended up finding out I had an ACL rupture, and I do need surgery, but right now I'm just doing physical therapy and trying to work and do music in the meantime before I prep myself for surgery. Surgery has a 3 to 9 month recovery after. So I'm going to have to relearn how to walk and all that stuff. So I got to cook up while I can, put myself out there, have lots of content, and then, get surgery and then really get into it with music.
Before we even get to that, that's a hard decision, all seriousness. A lot of fear. I can only imagine. I'm listening to you describe the process, and I can almost hear a little bit of panic, because you are a hard worker. So it's how do you even brace yourself to even make a decision like that, knowing what's ahead of you?
I think it's just by trusting my gut and knowing that everything's going to play out how I want it to be in God's favor. Right. Whether or not I want to get surgery, I feel it's necessary that I fix myself, because 1, I need to dance and I need to wear heels at the Met Gala and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So it's I need to put that as a priority. But in the meantime of me being able to be mobile, I have to be smart with what I'm doing. Right. So, work a 9 to 5 and then do my other, 12 to 4, which is music, and really just grind and see what can happen. And then I could just get surgery, recover, and then really just go off. I'll build a fan base type of situation. So I want to just put myself out there while I can.
Right. After we caught up for our interview, and after you had your injury or whatever, How did you come in contact with these people who helped you discover this new sound of yours? And how would you describe your new sound? Because before, I remember you told me you more like sing over drill beats. You were kind of like tampering around with that.
Yes.
So who are these people, first things first?
So shout out to my girl Annabelle. You guys had a
Annabelle.
here.
Yeah, from Spain.
Annabelle from Spain.
Yeah.
She records at Mason Studios with Faded on the beats.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's his name on Instagram, but his name is Faded.
Shout out to Faded. Yeah.
So, she came back from Spain after the holidays, and she invited me to a studio session of hers. And I'm like, I bet. Like, I miss her. I want to come see her make some music or whatever. And she was, doing this song, and she didn't have lyrics to it. And I just walked in, and she's like, Velina, why don't you hop on this?
That's love.
And I'm like, I bet. So, I hopped on the beat with her. We kind of just started a song. And when Faded heard me sing, he's like, you got to try like new jazz stuff, like some new jazz, sexy drill, but like more R&B like. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, I bet. After that, I went to like a brunch with Annabelle, and then I just randomly was like, yo, Faded, let's leave brunch and go to a studio and book like 2 hours. And then I made a song with him to a new jazz beat, and it was fire.
Right, of course it was. Duh.
Yeah. So once I was like, oh, like this is lit. Like I'm able to sing a little bit better, and I'm able to have like a little vibe to it. I just started tapping in with some of Faded's producers. Shout out to Jay. Mm-hmm. He's fire. Prod by Jay. We got some shit coming.
Let's get it. I can't wait.
We got some stuff coming.
I follow you too, so I'm looking for it. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for it for sure. Let's talk about you and Annabelle for a minute. Y'all relationship. Yeah, I could say as far as New York goes, you guys have similar backgrounds, being that you're both not from here. Mm-hmm. So you both are kind of like on new territory, chasing this mission, meeting people together. Mm-hmm. What are some things that drew you to Annabelle? And talk about your relationship.
I think it was when she first came to rehearsal for the concert. She was like a little bit to herself, but she was more shy, and I felt like I'm like very loud and energetic. So when I was able to bring that conversation out of her, she was super like welcoming and like new to this as well. For sure. So I feel like the fact that we both are kind of doing the same thing, it really brought us together, because she had like a release party and events that she had to go to, and she would invite me to come with her. So the more that I came with her, because I'm super supportive just with like how my love language is, it created more than like a business kind of relationship with her. Definitely. It created like, a friendship. Like she's here for me like as a big sister. She's bringing me out, she's putting me on, she's helping me, meet people. Yeah. And, from then I just like felt like, she's somebody like good to be around. Mm-hmm. And I think she feels the same way about me.
Yeah, I could tell. Y'all got chemistry. It's like, it's queens, man. This is how it's supposed to be. I just think like, let's support each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, of course, you have your differences or whatever it is, but yeah, I love to see things like that. Are you two planning on working on a project together in the future? Spoiler, I'm going for the, yeah.
I'm just going to say this.
Right, what can you say?
Me and Annabelle have made a little something, maybe a little bit two, not just one. Ooh. But when she gets back from Spain, it's going to be different for her. She's got a lot, of great things coming her way. And, I feel like I'm on the same kind of direction as her. Yeah. So it's only going to get better from what we created in the beginning of the year, where we were just starting to make music together. Now that we've both been doing it, a little bit of our own things on the side, I just can't wait for summer for her to come back and us catch like a vibe in the studio together.
Definitely. Now you noticed this is the first time. Well, actually, I think the first interview you came by yourself, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm used to seeing you with a team.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your team for a second. The importance of a team. Do you have a team? Are you looking for a team? Team. What's going on with the team, baby? Let's talk about it.
So I feel like me as a person, I am super stubborn when it comes to my craft, as in like I envision it a certain way for myself. So I'm super guarded when it comes to people, entering the team kind of label. I open up too much, so I might throw around certain positions or certain names on certain people or expectations too soon because they want to help me and I feel like they're capable of doing so. But I think right now I'm just in a place where I need to discover how I want to make my brand be like on my own. I think that connecting and collaborating with other people, whether they're managers or producers or other artists, that's what's going to help develop me into what kind of artist I am. But I don't think I need any type of like security within the team right now, just because I do a lot as an artist and as like a brand on social media, but myself.
Definitely.
I don't think it's necessary to sign or be a part of something that I can do for myself.
Yeah.
Until I can't,
Independent, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just in a stage right now, like, let's see how much, energy and fans that I can get from busting my ass doing this, like, fully actually putting my all into it. Like, before Definitely. I feel like I would do it sometimes, and then I would doubt myself, but, like, now I'm full-hearted in this. I'm getting great responses. Why not just keep doing that, see how far I can go, and then on the way that I meet people or connect, let's see what makes sense for me. But right now, I feel like whoever supports me and is trying to help me come up, like, they make me who I am.
Yeah.
So regardless, I'm super grateful for anybody who supports me or, who wants to help me succeed in this journey of mine. But respectfully, like, I want to figure it out on my own independently right now because there's no reason to be signed as an indie artist right now.
Yeah. Well, that was wow. I mean, I guess it's like what we say all the time with podcasting. Do you want them to fall in love with the guest or the host? Are they coming for you or are they coming for, Yeah, it's probably both. It's a combination. But definitely just taking control over your career. I respect that. What's the hardest part of that process for you?
I think putting too much pressure on myself when I don't accomplish everything that I expect myself to.
Yeah.
And I do it to others as well. But I think if you come into a relationship with me offering things that I can't give myself, I hold you up to that expectation. So once that's like dropped a few times or whatnot, like I feel like I'm so independent in every area of my life, there's no reason why it should not be getting done. So if it's not getting done with people who are trying to play that role, step aside, let me take care of it, because it is my career and I do want to make sure I'm represented seriously as an artist and how I want to be portrayed as. I have a lot to like showcase, and a lot of people have been waiting for me to drop music and do all of this, and so like, I'm grateful for everybody again, but I feel like you got to be on my type of timing. You got to know how to put me in my place and check me and make sure that, I'm also not being arrogant or something like.
Definitely.
And I think I just still need to find that relationship with whoever's out there that's meant to be that for me. Yeah. Until then, I feel like I'm that person.
I mean, it's more of what I'm gathering. Handle me with care. And also, like, it's you have to put a lot of time and energy into yourself because, like you said, you need somebody to pull you up too. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people will feel inferior around you based upon, you're a beautiful girl. You got a lot of uprise. So it's like, damn, I'm ugly. What am I going to tell her? Or but you need those type of people around you or you'll fall. You'll fall out. People will really lead you to your demise if you're not able to pull yourself up. So that's what I gathered from that. It takes a strong headspace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about it since we've seen you. How much music have you written? Not necessarily recorded, but what you got in the stash?
I have a lot.
I
have a lot of songs in the stash.
Yeah.
I have probably like good solid 4 records right now.
Records. Notice you didn't say tracks. Records. The vocab's important. Records. That's important. That sounds like it gives Grammy when you just hear the word records.
I mean, I feel like, you know, I actually been writing for a long time, but I think when it comes to artist development, it's a big process. Yeah. That, you know, people who don't write or make music wouldn't understand. But I feel like at the end of the day, like, I think I'm finally in a place where I'm learning how I should sound and becoming my own artist. Mm-hmm. And it just makes me feel like there's so much more out there for me to discover within my voice and within music, and how it can relate to so much more other people than myself.
Absolutely.
The beginning stages are like, how can I figure out how to do this for myself? Now that I figured it, like, that part out, right now it's all about, like, how can I, like, persuade everybody else, you know, in my music to make it feel like that's something that they want to resonate within themselves.
Right. Yeah. And I remember you told me your creative process, you are based upon emotion. So you've been through a lot of different things. It sounds like a lot of different transitions from the ACL to, from what I'm gathering, you know, detachment, separation, meeting new people. These are all things that could take a toll, definitely on the mind. I just recently checked you out. I see you. I want to lead that up into Reasons.
Yes.
You just recently rolled out a song, Reasons. Give us the backstory for that song.
Yes, so my song Reasons is out now on all platforms. Please stream it if you haven't already.
Yeah.
But I wrote this song right after I came home from a Poconos trips with, like, my friends. Oh. And I wanted to make, like, a Tyla beat summer-inspired song.
Okay.
And I came across this beat on YouTube and had my boy Jay remake it. And I got the hook, like, immediately. Like, I basically freestyled it, and then I set up a studio session. I was at work. I dropped the girls off at school. Yeah. And while they were at school, I, like, went back to their house, folded laundry, wrote, like, a few verses or whatever, went straight to the studio. And I made the song. It was on my mom's birthday, so I felt, like, super, like, oh, I'm about to walk in today and we about to make a hit. Like, that's it.
Oh, you knew what it was?
Yeah. So, you know, I walked in there, Faded. Faded was late, which is crazy, but that's how I met Jay, right? So Jay just started playing, like, one of his beats, whatever, cool. So went in there, we made the song in 2 hours. I came back, like, two days later and finished it. And basically, like, my plan was, you know, my previous manager was to come out with a single at the end of March. And when we first talked about that plan, it was the beginning of March. So did I say the ending of March?
The beginning of March.
Okay, so the plan was, let me rephrase that, guys, to release a single at the end of March. We spoke about that at the beginning of March. So I made this song 2 weeks into March. And, you know, my mentality about this song was, this is going to be a hit. This is what we're going to release, period. So I got that done. And then after that, I made another song and another song and another song. But basically, Reasons is just about, like, catching a vibe with somebody that you know is not going to be, like, a forever type of thing. It's just like if you're out in the club and you meet that one person that makes everything else around you feel blurry or not important. It's just about, like, you know, really being lost in the music and in the presence of somebody that you're super attracted to.
We call that a for-lifer. Over here on our side, we call those the for-lifers. Somebody
we call
that's
that
like
lust.
Okay. Lust.
It's just like a fantasy, like, that you might have of somebody, especially in a scenery of you going out. So I just felt like I came home from the Poconos trip. I had a good time. Like, damn, like, ooh,
Was your reason in the Poconos? One of your reasons?
Nah. So the name Reasons, that came from what the beat was called.
Oh, okay.
And because I made it on my mom's birthday, I felt like there's a reason for this song to be,
okay, yeah,
you know, what we released. But not only that, there's a part where I say, just give me one reason to amaze you. So I felt like the whole song is talking about like, ooh, I'm all turned up, or ooh, I'm all stuck, right? So it's just about like being so infatuated with somebody else, but also like me venting about how I want you. So I'm saying like, just give me one reason to feed into that energy you're giving me.
Wow.
So Reasons
That's
has
deep.
a lot of reasons about why it's called Reasons.
Yeah, for sure. That's
but
deep. That's
it's
deep.
definitely because I felt like there's a reason that this is the song
Right.
I decided to come out with first. So yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. Wowzers. Reasons. Go check out Reasons by Velina Greco.
Just Velina, that's my artist name.
Oh, pardon self. Oops. I'm sorry. We gave it a birth
Trying to
certificate
put my
name.
government out there. They're gonna look up all my like school pictures, like when I was
don't worry
younger.
about
Oh
that.
my goodness! Don't do
Everybody
that.
got a before and after. There's not too many people with after and afters. I know a lot of these guys, man. They had a lot of before, so we all had them. Me too. Wow, that was a lot to unpack. Actually, Reasons. Wow, that's dope. You got a visual for that, or right now is it just how's that?
Yes. So
Oh, wow.
I have a music video coming out very, very soon. I'm again super perfectionist, so I'm trying to make sure that whatever content I'm dropping is up to the needs for all of us. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I did do a creative workshop thing at Mason's Studio that Faded did with CHD. Who else? Llama, and he did it with Shot by Low. So they did like a live performance, 21 questions. They did other concepts like a photo shoot, behind the lyrics.
That's
so
tough. Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
lot of that content coming out. And also, I'm getting ready for the summer, baby. So just know that like I'm gonna have a song coming out real soon. It's gonna be a little bit like Jersey club type.
Make it hot. Yeah.
Type.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody I've been hanging out with in Jersey. That's something I wanted to talk to you about too.
Oh, that's dope. We just had Riley up here from Jersey, club music guy.
Yeah. So I've been working with this lovely man, artist, songwriter, producer, all that.
All that.
His name is Justin Love, and he has this
Love.
camp that he does called the Good Vibe Music Experience, and it's open to all producers, songwriters, artists, anybody that's interested in being involved. It's open for you guys, and I've connected with so many good artists, songwriters, producers, and since they're from Jersey, Jersey Club is super popping out there. I have really gotten more of a perspective of like all these other alleys that I can tap into to help with my voice, with my sound, how I actually write now too. Before, like I just wrote for myself. Now I'm getting like, yo, I'll help you write a song, V. Like let's tap in, let's do this.
Collab.
So he definitely is on the come up with helping putting us all our individual like independent artists out there.
Shout out to Justin Love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Right.
And yeah, I just have a lot coming out. I'm super excited for the collabs you guys are going to see me do.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's May. It's time to heat it up, man. It was a cold winter, man. Heat it up for us, man, for the ladies one time. What's your opinion right now? It seems like a lot of the lady artists is at odds right now. I don't know. It just seems like the balance is off. Everybody's on a period, a different week. It's a lot of controversy. What's your opinion, or what advice would you give? I don't know what it is. Men go through it too, but women, I don't know. It just seems like there's to be a whole lot of that. What are some things you do when you encounter a bad bitch? Like how do you carry it? How do you handle it? Do you size up, or are you more like, I see you, queen? Like what type of?
I'm like, hey girl, like I see you. Like I'm super hype. So like I'm very, very great energy, and I think it's just because I feel super secure within myself to know that she's one of me. You feel me?
Yeah.
But let me answer your first question is like, why are females? The reason that I feel like girls are like that from my experience recently is because they feel intimidated, whether it's because of you or other females around you or the attention's on you, they're not really secure within themselves. So I feel like if you're going to do this industry, you have to be so like into yourself and know that, not in a bad way. I mean, like so into the fact that you know it's going to come true because it's your dream and it's what you apply. It's your pressure, all of that. But if you're somebody that's trying to fake like they know that they can make it, that insecurity comes out when you meet people, you know, that also do what you do. It's something that I just pinpointed is if now I'm seeing other female artists or whatnot or other people that do what I'm doing, and if they give me any weird type of energy, I'm just like, yo, like if you acting like that with local artists, you're not gonna be able to handle yourself in a room with Lotto or all these other popping people that got like platinums. You feel me? So it's like you gotta just like be so strung on that idea of your highest self. Yeah. And like not be intimidated by like other people. Girls like to feel competition. Like if there's not enough room for them in this industry, there is. Like if it's meant for you and you talented enough, you don't need to compete with the next female that does what you do.
Mm-hmm. Is that something you can see yourself? Say you're a diamond artist. Let's take it, you know, let's think big. Diamond artist. Can you see yourself signing other women artists under you? Is that something that you would be interested in, or helping them with their careers?
Yeah, I think I'll help a lot of females. Yeah. Within my own career. I mean, I don't necessarily think I want to be a mentor. Right. But then again, you never know what happens in the future where my mentality would be at. Maybe I don't want to be so in the spotlight, but I definitely feel like how I am putting myself first in my own career and within like my confidence, it'll definitely inspire females to do it for themselves, because that's just my energy. I'm always like that within my friends, within like females that also do, you know, artistry stuff. I'm just like, yeah, like I'll buy your fucking merch. You got no dead ass. Like if you got merch, if you're performing somewhere, like I drive all the time to Jersey just to connect and network and like support, because it's important to not only show face and like be there for other people, but people got to know who I am. And like I support, and I'm like great energy. So why not meet other people on that same frequency level? Right. Some people might not be that frequency level, but they know somebody who is. So definitely. Like I'm here on a mission. Yeah. If you on my level and you great energy, we can vibe. If that's not. Good. Toodles, like deuces, sayonara. When you talk about environment,
like me, I like boxing. So when I'm in like my two gyms, shout out to Team 914 and shout out to Lone Wolf Boxing. That environment, it's like a high you can't describe when you're around people who are just operating at a certain frequency, and whatever the craft is. For you, music, where do you get that the most? Most of your inspiration? Where so far has your career took you where that vibe was just you was as high as it could get? You climaxed as far as a high, as far as inspiration?
I think it was when I hurt my ACL, because I feel like that was like the truth of the matter, that like anything can happen to you and you could be restricted from things. And I think I was putting off music for a reason. There was a reason why I wasn't in the studio all the time, like 2 years ago, or, you know, whatever. It's just because I was in a different place of my life. And I think like, even when I was doing music all last year, I was doing a different genre than what I'm meant to do. So I don't know, my injury just really made me sit the fuck down and like process what I have to process, because sometimes I think I could handle a little bit too much than what I can realistically, and then I get hard on myself. So God told me like, you know you've been needing to heal mentally, but since you're not listening, now you need to heal physically. Yeah. And then when I sat down with that and I actually went over my boundaries of working with new people, because I also am stubborn to like opening up to people sometimes.
Yeah, you kind of got to.
So when I realized, I can work with other people or go to different type of studios, I found like different like beats and sounds and different producers that were willing to like vibe with me and have my same energy and make music with me. And I'm like, yo, like this is lit.
Yeah.
So I think it's just all about like letting go of that fear that holds you back. It's really just like if you hungry enough and you want it, you have to shut up, stop talking about it, and actually do it. Because then you're gonna, every time people see you, it's like, so when you gonna do this?
Yeah, that'll get annoying.
I hated that. I'm like, I don't know. But like now, you go ahead and ask me. I got a lot to tell you about what I'm doing behind closed doors.
Let it ring.
No Diddy.
Damn. Yikes. That shit went everywhere. Then you made me forget what I was about to just ask you. Damn. Okay, I got it. This happened last episode too. How's Florida? How's your family in Florida doing? I want to ask you, how they doing? They good?
Yeah, they're so good. I actually wanted to go for Memorial Weekend.
Right.
To go see them. But we'll see because my job, busy gal.
Yeah.
But they're doing great.
Yeah.
I talk to my brother all the time, my sister, my dad. I recently, last time I was in the studio on Saturday, I FaceTimed my brother while I was making the song, just randomly, just so he could see. Yeah. And I know that means the world to him because he really supports. But they're doing great.
Yeah. As we start to wrap it up, I'm gonna give you the floor. But on the topic of reasons, if you're running into Drake and Kendrick in the same club, and they both approach you to do a song, what will be a reason for leaving with one or the other?
I would say Drake, just because, like...
light skin?
Nah, not even that. I feel like Drake's more in the genre of how, like, what would make me sound good. Yeah. Like, he's very versatile. He does Afro beats. He does the singing over rapping. He does that. So, like, Kendrick, he's super fire, obviously. But, like, he's more of, like, a melodic rapper. Like, not melodic like A Boogie, but when I mean melodic, I mean, like, he's poetry type. I'm not to that writing standard just yet.
I get a headache. You might need a Tylenol after leaving.
Drake might hit me with a like.
Yeah, Drake might hit you with more than that.
Nah, but if you gonna ask me who I think won, I think Kendrick, obviously. But like.
Obviously, really.
Whoa, what did I start?
Oh, well, and I mean, listen, I listened to it.
Nah, because we're gonna talk about it.
I fuck with Kendrick. It's just
the government hiding shit.
You know what it is?
Want us to know.
When you do marijuana, it's like it's just like Kendrick, you can't do all of that. Like you gotta be like sober. I shout out to Kendrick. I fuck with Kendrick. I just feel like if you used to go in the booth with Kendrick with your hair like that, by the time he was done, your hair be solo. It's like shout out to Kendrick. I fuck with Kendrick, but he's nice.
I feel like Drake's just a vibe. Like you can't get rid of Drake.
Exactly.
It's like
Nicki. Drake popped that shit.
Like when Nicki talked that shit about Megan, she was wrong. You were wrong for talking about her mama and her foot itch.
Yeah, that was tough.
But is you gonna get canceled? No. The thing is, like, these artists came out before technology was popping, so their fan base are diehards. Justin Bieber fans, Taylor Swift fans, everybody who came out right when YouTube started. Yeah. You can't get rid of them now. They just been in it for so long. Drake, he's actually someone who's talented though, where he can be super versatile and all genres that would get him booked. Sure. Kendrick is more of like he's an icon.
He's a rapper's rapper.
He's an icon. Yeah. So it's like I feel like their beef though is just like nobody really necessarily knows what happens until you're in that game. Yeah. Let's just say it might be a distraction. There's a lot going on that's happening in the industry.
They done made beef too complicated. Now it's like...
That's why I'm not signing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to get to the top on my own, respectfully, and I'm not selling my soul. I'm not doing none of that. I'm doing everything in God's way and how it's meant for me because I know I just have that in me to do it. There's no way I went through everything that I did to not get what I want and help others along the way, like, period. I don't need to do nothing... Nobody can give me what I have already. Right. You can't be like, oh, but we can give you this and help you sell you. Nah, I have that already. Yeah. You can't give me nothing but help brand myself. Yeah. I am the brand. I am Velina. I make the music. I write the songs. Like I don't need you.
Ooh, you gotta know who the fuck you are. That's what I'm getting from that. Like I know who I am. It's not a lot of favors going on when you think about it. Favors is when I look at a favor sometimes I look at it as an actual favor. But I also look at it like there's something that I possess that you just compensating,
Yeah.
You know who
you decide to
what's up.
You decide to invest in someone.
Yeah.
You're not going to just invest into a person for no reason if it doesn't have a benefit to you.
Sometimes.
But if someone's benefiting you a little bit too much and you're not providing back, it's like, so that goes for a label. If a label's trying to offer me this amount just for a single, I don't care about that. Like, you see how easily Ice Spice can blow some shit up and make music. And the lyrics is not even all that, to be honest. You feel me? Like, no disrespect to her, but I'm just saying, like, it's a little bit different compared to the world where when YouTube first started, you had to have mixtapes, CDs, demos, all of this to present to a label.
You did your homework.
I read a book. I read a book called Everything You Need to Know About the Music Industry. And, like, my dad, the way he raised me was that, like, people will take advantage of you. Like, you're very beautiful, and, like, New York and in the music industry, like, you seen what they did to Aaliyah. You feel me? We're not even going to talk about that.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It's like, you got to be super cautious of, like, what you're asking for. You can't just, like, make music and try to be rich. And, like, you have to remain yourself, be humble, and then also, like, show people, like, you know, you can do this. If this was a dream at a young age, you could do it without doing it in a negative way or for desperation or for greediness.
I don't want this to give the pretty girls some advice on how to spot when a gentleman is being genuine with the opportunity versus he's just trying to get next to her. I mean, some of y'all artists, you know, y'all probably wouldn't go through that, you know. It would probably be professional. But, you know, some of the ladies, you know, I'm pretty sure have a hard time with some of you fellas. And it's how do you scan, you know, that activity?
I think it's like an energy thing or body language. It's more of like what their intentions are. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like pretty girls are used to a guy being nice to them. Like, we don't, because, you know, guys can also be like, well, I was just being nice. Like, I wasn't trying to flirt. You know what I mean? But
of course.
I feel like girls are expected to know, like, they're not going to be mean to me. You know what I mean? They're going to be, like, a gentleman when they first speak to us. But I think it's, like, intentions on how, like, a guy comes up on a female. So, you know, I've had guys that I worked with music that, I feel like maybe it might be a little bit, like, not so professional, but it's not in a disrespectful way. I've never felt, because then I wouldn't do business with them, you know? But it's like if you're in a social setting, right, and you meet a complete stranger, and if you talk to them, like if they approach you and they're trying to talk to you or whatever, if it's a good conversation and you're interested, you keep talking to them. Right?
Yeah,
if you're not interested and you get uncomfy, like you stop talking to them or you like give them like, yo, I'm good.
Yeah.
So in the industry or just having guys trying to approach me all the time, I could feel like what it is that I want to do, right? So it's like, do I want to have this conversation with this person? Yes, no. If I do want to have the conversation, how is it benefiting me? Am I, okay, I'm learning about him, all right, cool. Or, oh, he's being nice to me, all right, cool. But I'm always thinking about, like what's his intention here?
Yeah.
If I find that it's a good intention, then I'm like, all right, cool. I'll be friendly, I'll keep it cool, because that's my personality anyways.
Sure.
But if I get, like, a weird, like, he's being pushy and I'm not feeling it, I cut the line real quick. Yeah. I don't lead people on, like, I have a personality type that you can tell, like, I'm cute, I'm bossy, and I'm all this. But, like, I have, like, a tomboy energy, too, where I get along with the guys. Like, I just fit in.
You do the daps
type,
and
type,
all that.
type,
yeah,
type,
yeah,
type.
Sure.
But I'm super bougie and, like, girly. Like, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, for sure. Which brings me up to my next point. Have you ever used your womanly charm to gain an opportunity with a fella? Not that type of opportunity, but you know what? I'm going to wink my lashes at him a couple times, and he's not going to charge me for this studio session.
Oh, no, never. Never.
Oh, you keep it, okay.
Just because, like,
that's not fair. A lot of times women be the ones with the motives, a lot of times.
Yes, and
women are predators.
I recently just found this out this week, and I went out, and this girl had a boyfriend, right? And her boyfriend literally came to the car that we were sitting in, and this girl was flirting with a different guy. And she left her boyfriend standing outside in the cold so she could sit in the car with the guy that she was flirting with. And to support what you just said, I am so shocked that the women are actually bold like that, because I personally would never sit here and think anybody owes me anything because of my looks.
Yeah.
Ever, especially when it comes to music. Like,
right.
I want to make sure everybody gets a piece of what like they owe when they're like collaborating in my content, or if I'm collaborating with their content. You feel me? But I'm also super shy, where I like don't have enough confidence to completely like go for what I want. I'm a little bit more quieter, and I'll wait it out and, you know, have a guy maybe lead a little bit more. But nah, I never want someone to do something for me because I think I'm like charming enough. Because I promise I'm really not that charming unless I'm off the tequila. If I'm off that tequila, I'm like.
Which tequila? Pat Ryan?
I drink
Casa?
818 Reposado, but I also like Casamigos Reposado, or I like Don Julio Reposado. I just like the dark tequila, but
dark tequila.
I'm not a picky girl. I'm really not.
Are you really chasing it or straight?
Oof. If you asked me either or, I'm down.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like, if we had chasers, chase.
Yeah.
We didn't have chasers.
To the neck. On the
no
rocks?
questions asked.
On the rocks?
On the rocks.
Oh, you don't
off
care.
The rocks.
It's tequila.
We
Fuck
the water wooda.
Damn.
We the water.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if you want to have a good time, I'm a good vibe. All of that. I just spoke about this in my 21 questions. It's like, how do you do your creative process? I like to have a vibe, right? Yeah. So if we come in and we doing, I like to have a vibe. Let's catch a vibe. Let's have good energy, like good chemistry in the building. Period. We're going to make great content. We're going to have great things to showcase.
It's up. It's up.
Tequila.
Wow. Tequila. She's letting y'all know something right now, man. So people might start, they walk up to you at the basketball game with the tequila. Like, don't be surprised. That's how you know what you asked for it.
No. No boys. I don't want any boys right now in my life. Right now I'm married to the game.
For sure.
Super focused right now.
Yeah, locked in. Listen, man, the floor is yours. You told us a few things. What you got lined up? How you coming this summer, man? How's Velina coming this summer? Final thoughts. What do you want to tell the people? The floor is yours. Big V.
I just want people to know that I have a lot coming. I'm super excited to showcase my new sound and all of the people I'm going to collaborate with in the process. I'm having a lot of performances coming up, and we're just going to drop a lot more, basically. I'm just trying to give y'all the tea. Dropping a lot more. Summertime is mine. It's my element. I'm going to get it popping. Mark my words, we're going to be on the Billboard Hot 100s, period. And I'm saying that with a straight face because I mean that shit wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
The Billboard Hot 100s.
Really?
Period.
I believe it. Yeah.
For sure.
Said it here first.
For sure. My first song ever that I made, just by a woman walking outside the studio, I stopped her and I said, hey, can you come listen to this song? Tell me if you like it. She works for Vibe Magazine.
Come on.
And she posted my song.
Stop playing.
And I didn't have no team. So it's like there's certain things that happen in my life and I know I'm meant for it. And if I was so scared and shy and I never did it before and now I'm like so hungry to do it, I feel like I just need to keep on that tunnel vision mentality and really just show people what I have, and I'm getting great responses. So I'm just super glad for summer to come so you guys can see and hear what I got coming. It's going to be great, and we're all going up, period, all of us. Thank you guys so much.
Sponsors too, holla at her too, man. Clothing brands, get with her, man. I can see her, throwing on some GBA, some Divine Timing, GLF. How we coming, man? EYL, assets over liabilities, baddies over birdheads. I don't know, all kind of shit, man. Velina Greco, ladies and gentlemen. This was great. It's this. I like this episode. I like the first episode too. I like her, man. She's cool. We gonna probably have her back up here again. Check in with her in midsummer. Y'all see her around. Yeah, Nothing's Normal Podcast, Velina.
Thank you, Spanx.
You already.
Thank you, Green Leaf Media.
Deuces. Let's get it.